Hello and welcome back to the on the Wrestling and to another edition of NXT Out of 10. Deadline's coming up on Saturday, and that would mean all hands on deck to sell the PLE and make it worth watching. Obviously we're going to hear from a few people competing at Deadline in the various array of matches, and we've also got some intriguing looking matches on this card as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into things. The show opened with Ava standing in the ring with the 5 women who will compete in the Iron Survivor match challenge. Each woman took a turn to give a short promo about why they will win. Jordan got the most heat when she spoke. She had to try and talk over the boos. She didn't seem too thrown off by it, but the boos were so loud that they distracted her a bit. Fatal Influence came out so JC Jane could talk some trash. Kalani and Jordan kicked off a huge brawl. This segment could have easily dragged on for way too long, but it was well timed and felt succinct. It's pretty standard stuff, but Jordan was definitely a standout due to the crowd reaction. As we then moved on to Stacks, Ariana Grace, Joe Hendry and Thea Hale having a backstage moment, leading to Grace and Hale having a match. Stacks helped his new girlfriend get the advantage of distraction during the first few minutes. Grace had the size advantage, but Hale is just as powerful, had more experience and more speed, so it didn't feel like David v Goliath. Just a bit of a height difference. When Stacks tried to interfere, Hendry chokes down to him on the apron, allowing Hale to lock in the Kimura for a quick win. There wasn't much to this, but the way it played out made sense. It might not be the best match of the night, but it was an intriguing story, short and sweet. 5 out of 10. As we then moved on to the feud between Heights and Briggs, who continued this week when they met for another bout. Heights won their last encounter, so the big man was looking for some payback. Briggs is one of those guys who has a ton of talent, the right size and physical ability to do anything WWE needs, but his character is getting stale and it feels like he needs something to change so he doesn't end up fading into the background. Heights, on the other hand, feels like someone who's just starting to put everything together. He started at the PC a little over 3 years ago and is already an exciting performer in the ring. If he can keep this up, he's progressing at an exciting rate. He should be on the main roster within a year or two. These two men know each other, and the fight started out at the ring, and the ref could even ring the bell. They did a good job making this feel like a grudge match. It was a solid match that made both guys feel like tough competitors, and Briggs even the score, getting a Ben v Lariat. So yeah, feels like we'll get decided. 6 out of 10. As we then moved on to Fatal Influence v Sol Ruka, Kendall Gray and Lola Vice. Damon and Cullen came out to explain why they kicked Paxi out of the group. Dane said she tried to help Paxi, but she was too stubborn. Paxi appeared on the screen and said she'd make Dane feel her pain at Deadline. After a break, we got that 6 woman tag match booked earlier, like I said. The babyfaces worked together better in the early minutes to take control. They hit some nice high and flying moves to take out Fatal Influence multiple times at high energy with some fun moments, but it did feel a little rushed. They didn't take enough time to sell the big impact, so it felt like they were just going to move. Rooker ended up pinning Jane to get the win with a nice snow snatcher. Zarya ended up trying to hit Rooker with a spear after the match, but she missed and took out Gray, causing a huge argument between the two, setting out some intriguing storylines there as well. And of course, Rooker pinning Jane is intriguing as well. So yeah, 6 out of 10. Lucian Price and Bronco Nima finally got their chance to get their hands on Uri Connors and Kel Dixon when they met this week. Chase G surprised OTM, taking the fight to them first. They knocked both guys out of the ring and took them down with due silence dives. It took a few minutes for OTM to regain their bearings, but once they started dominant, Chase G come back with it short-lived. Prince and Nima hit their finisher for a quick win. Chase G looked better than expected, but the match as a whole had nothing really to write home about, so I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. As we then moved on to the main event, the 8-man tag match with Dark State, but Ava Addison stakes the match. The person who would win for the babyface team would get their spot in the Iron Survivor match. If anyone from Dark State won, Lennox got to pick. As expected, this was a high impact match with a lot of physicality. All of these guys are young and hungry, so nobody wants to be overlooked. It would be hard to pick a standout performer, but Evans would probably be the consensus. He had not only some great moments, but he also sold Dark State's offense really well. Bourne ended up getting the pin for his team and to get the win and earn the right to choose his spot in the Survivor match, which makes sense. I think he could be a real star in it, and yeah, obviously a big win for him here too. So yeah, 6 out of 10. And overall, NXT gets a 5 out of 10 from me this week. It kind of felt like a Deadline go home shows, you know what I mean. Even though most of the segments dealt with the upcoming event in some ways, it just never really had the urgency of a big show. The match between Briggs and Heights was good. The women's division continues to intrigue. So yeah, lots of intriguing stuff going on. Right, so that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.